Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Caribbean Ducks. And today I'm making a nice comfort food here that is well known in the Caribbean, and everybody has a different version of it. And I'm making my version of it, so everyone is entitled to have a different recipe and tweak it. But this is one of our favorite comfort food at this time of the year. So while you're sipping on your sorrel juice and eating your black cake and your sponge cake like I am, I'm making a wonderful dish here for you for the New Year's. And we're gonna include the black-eyed peas into this. So come take a look, guys. I'm gonna show you the entire recipe. We're bubbling away here. We're almost done with it. So stay watching and I'll show you how I do my Guyanese style cook-up rice. Cheers, Happy New Year. Hope you have a prosperous and better year up ahead.
Besides our pepper pot recipe that is loved by all Guyanese, this is another favorite amongst our native people. Cook-up rice, all-in-one, peas and rice. It's Caribbean Ducks, folks. Glad you can be here. Thank you for joining me in the kitchen. And if you haven't done so, please like and share and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell. We're going to start off here by cutting our beef into nice chunk-sized piece. We don't want to cut it too small so it melt out, right? And then we're going to wash it like all good Caribbean people. We wash our meat and make sure that it's clean. Rinse it off good. Get all that bloody water out and that slimy stuff. So after washing, we're gonna drain it out and set it to the side and add our green seasoning. So this is our famous Caribbean style green seasoning that we use as a marinade. It's got lots of basil, and merman basil is a must for this recipe, so I already blend that up. And for added flavor, we're gonna go in with some smoked turkey. Yes, guys, the next time you make your cook-up rice, find yourself some smoked turkey wings or smoked turkey neck. You'll see how much flavor is in there. And this is our soaked. I soaked this overnight. This is our black-eyed peas that we're using for this New Year's dish. Yes, black-eyed peas is a must. And I'm going to get some fresh coconut chopped right in our backyard to milk and prepare for this recipe. So I'm doing it the easy way. I chop it open, get the coconut flesh out of it, and I'm going to cut it up into little pieces. And then I'm going to give it a good rinse and add it to our blender. I got about 3 coconuts here that I'm gonna blend up here into our little food processor blender here and chop everything very small and extract those milk out of there. So I'm gonna add about 4 cups of cool water or room temperature water and give it a go here. We're gonna blend this up for about 3 minutes until everything is nice and puree. And we can extract all that milk out of there. So for today's recipe, I'm using about 2.5 cups of this freshly squeezed coconut milk here. That's gonna make our food nice and rich. Yes, guys, this is how it's done if you want your food to have that extra level of flavor. Yes, use everything fresh. Here we are. Nice, rich, fresh coconut milk ready for our pot. So let's go to our seasoning. And here is some of our seasoning that I'm using for today's recipe. Our must, it's thyme. I have some parsley. I have my broadleaf thyme, some scallions, onion, garlic, carrots, a small piece of ginger, bay leaf, celery, and some sweet peppers. And of course, we have our meat marinating. We have our black-eyed peas that's been soaked overnight, our coconut milk. And yes, I have about 2 pounds of beef here, our smoked turkey. Let's go. And the number one thing that makes this a true Guyanese recipe is our casserip made from the yucca plant, the yucca cassava that's rendered down all the juice that turns into that casserip. So we're gonna start off by adding some cooking oil, and we're gonna brown our meat. So we're gonna add our beef into the pan. Make sure it's nice and hot and the oil is distributed on the bottom of the pan, and we add our meat on high heat. We're gonna try to brown this and sear it so it lock in all those flavors here. This is what we're looking like here. It's well seasoned. I don't need to add anything else to it. So we're gonna put that on the side burner and let it cook. And now I'm gonna add about 2.5 cups of water to my cooking pot, a nice heavy bottom pot, because we don't want anything to burn. And we're gonna add our black-eyed peas to boil. That's about a cup of black-eyed peas that I'm using. That's been soaked overnight. And we're gonna cook that down while our meat is sauteing and gonna brown in a few minutes. So our black-eyed peas been cooking for a little while, and I add my bay leaf, and that's gonna add some serious aromatics and flavor to that pot. So here's the rest of the recipe, and we got everything cut up here. I got some corn and red beans that I'm also going in with. And now it's time to check up on our meat as it's searing or browning, and we're almost there. You can see that it's browning here, and we're gonna keep tossing it just for a few more minutes. And I'm gonna add my smoked turkey just for a little while, just to steam into the same pot with the beef. And that adds so much flavor, that nice smoky flavor to your cook up. It's so awesome. And now, here's what we're gonna add to our pot to make this a true all-in-one. Everything will be added. So at this point, we're gonna fish out our bay leaf. We got all the flavors out of there. Just take it out because we don't want to make that crush into the food. It'll get kind of bitter after we get that flavor out of it. We don't need it anymore. So now we're gonna test after about 15-20 minutes. We're gonna test our beans to make sure that it's getting nice and tender, and we're there at this point. And now I'm gonna wash my rice. I have 2 cups of long grain brown rice. I'm gonna wash it until the water runs clear. We wanna get off any of that excess added chemicals or extra starch. Now I'm gonna go in with my meat. And this is why it's called an all-in-one, because everything goes in together and simmer and cook and flavor everything. Now we're gonna go in with our 2.5 cups of coconut milk that richens up everything, and we're gonna give it a nice mix. Simple, easy recipe, guys. And now for our liquid gold. We're gonna go in with 3 tablespoons of our liquid gold casserip. Yes, guys, this is gonna be the equivalent of using browning or browning your sugar. This is gonna add extra flavor and color as well. This is what makes it a true Guyanese dish, because this casserip is found only in Guyana. So now we're gonna top it off with about another cup of water and add our long grain rice. We want to have as little water as possible, just enough to cover the rice because we're gonna cook this on a very slow heat. Now I go in with a half a cup of corn and 1 cup of red beans. We're gonna mix that in as well. And this is all we need. Just about a little bit of black pepper. Put some hot pepper if you care. And salt to taste. And this is it, guys. After about another 20 minutes on the pot, we're done and we're ready to dish this out. Our all-in-one cook-up rice with black-eyed peas, red beans, and corn is ready to serve with our delicious beef that's cooked to tender and our smoked turkey. Here it is, guys. Happy New Year. I hope you like this recipe. Enjoy. Stay blessed. Love you guys. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And we're gonna eat this with some nice mango achar, some hot pepper, with some salad on the side. Hope you guys like our recipe. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments. I would love to hear from you guys. So here we are in the garden. I was about to pick some pigeon peas to use in my recipe, but they're not quite as ready as yet. We need a couple more weeks to go to maturity. Here it is, guys. I opened one to show you. It's still not ready. It's still a little bit too young. Here's the bay leaf, where I get it from. Fresh bay leaf from the backyard. And while I'm out in the backyard, I was looking around, see what else is going on. And I find some of our backyard pets just hanging out on my chair. Just chilling. Here they are. And they're growing and getting big. And one of these days, we're going to introduce them to Lake Carhi. And while out there, we saw a ripening papaya. And I couldn't waste time picking this one as soon as it changed color because I don't want the squirrel to get to them. And then I got me some pomegranate that's ripening here. And I got to get them before the squirrel, so I'm picking them. Here they are, our fresh organic pomegranate and papaya, ready to eat. Couldn't get more fresher than this and more delicious. Tree ripened, ready to go.